Hello everybody and welcome to episode 7 of Suplexes and Microphones. I'm Joe, this is Nate, and in between us we have an independent star that's going to give us a dose of reality. I hope we can handle the dose that he's going to give us. Joshua Cutshall, great to have you, man.
Great
It's
to
an
be
honor
here.
to have you
Thank
here.
you. Sorry if my hands are sweaty, it's weird.
Before we get started, one of the things I wanted to say is earlier this year I was talking to a friend of yours, Tracer X, and we were talking about how bright your future is and how you're one of these rising stars. And the one thing I said to him, and I fully believe it, 2017 is your year, man. I really think you're going to blow up.
Thank you.
And we're actually able to watch that, so that's the cool part. With me saying that, we'll turn it over to Nate to get us started with some conversation.
All right, yeah. Basically, I wanted to talk about your character a little bit. The reality, the crazy, the straitjacket, the kind of cage thing you wear in your head sometimes. So tell us a little bit about that and about the pieces of your costume, I guess you want to say that, and your gimmicks and how you kind of came to using that character.
It kind of just fell into place. I'd taken a long time off. I disappeared. And I don't know, just had to quit for personal reasons. Not really want to get into that,
Sure.
But when I came back and I just was trying on long ties. I'll try these. Why not? And then later on, it just fell into place. I just started acting in full in the ring. I was like, I'm just gonna start having more fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start, being, like they say, me to 10.
Yeah.
And just, and it fell into place. We were like, oh, that new thing you came back with, that's really good. I was like, all right, I didn't know. And then, John Moses, got up with me. He was mentioning, he liked the new stuff I was doing. He wanted to work with me. He actually helped me, get a lot of my new character up and running. He fitted for me to get a straight jacket. He got, he got my entrance video, music for me. He helped me with the promo shots. He's pretty much helped build my character from the ground up with me. Me and him just spitballing ideas. He helps with the costumes and the merch. So it just took off and it worked out well. So
It's really cool, authentic looking kind of stuff. And like I said, the picture of the Moses that's taken with her is phenomenal. Great work, John. And just it's really cool. So we talked about, you mentioned Tracer X. I understand you guys are related.
we are cousins.
Cousins, okay.
Yeah, we actually didn't know that until we met each other in wrestling.
Really?
So,
Wow.
we was working at a place down in Hendersonville. Don't need to be mentioned. Sucks.
Sure.
Crappy place.
I'll fix it.
We'll edit it.
I needed a ride actually one time, and Tracer had just started training, so he's a green kid, and I was like, kid, you gotta give me a ride home, because I found out he lived actually also like a mile from my house.
Okay.
And I was like, you're giving me a ride home. And then we started talking and talking, we hooked, started being friends, real good friends. And then found a copy of like a family reunion type DVD. It had his family's name and my family's name. Like, when I was cleaning out the house at my dad's, I was like, okay,
Wow.
we're cousins.
How about that? That's funny.
Yeah.
So my next question was like, are you been close very long? So I guess not. So when did you realize this?
Probably about, I think it's been about maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we realized that, 5 years, and then since then, best friends,
That's
cousins,
awesome.
whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. So you guys team together some? I've seen some pictures together. You guys team together?
We used to be Real Excellence, hashtag Real Excellence. That was fun. Like, for some reason though, I don't know, just never really took off.
Mm-hmm.
And until they brought it back for us being a dream team at CWF with Stokely Hathaway. But for some reason it just never really kept going.
Okay.
So.
Now, the first time I saw you is here at Viral Pro Wrestling in Thompson, Georgia, where we are right now filming this. You were teaming up with Billy Brash. This was back October maybe of last year, first time I think I saw you guys. And I was familiar with Brash. I've seen him in other promotions before. I had never met you before. And I thought it was really impressive. You guys look real good together as far as like the same kind of build, same height, seem to have a good chemistry quickly together in the ring. I understand you hadn't been together very long at that point. How did the two of you kind of hook up?
It was just kind of actually on a whim. Like me and him have known each other for a while. Actually, since like when I first started as Ross Vegas.
Okay.
Horrible name.
We'll talk about that later. That's on the list.
That's scary. But yeah, you know, I've known him for a long time. We've never really worked too much together. We've had a match like once, you know, and I got booked here, and I wasn't even really supposed to be in anything but a battle royal, and that's when they started, you know, wanting to put together the monster squad, and they were running through names who could be it, and you know, they were talking. I was like, me, I'll do it, you know, and then they started talking, and they started talking about hooking me up with Billy because, like you said, same style, same size, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'll work with Billy. Love Billy. We got in there, and yeah, it just clicked. Like you said, our styles, we just synced up. We don't even really have to talk. You know, we just look at each other. We know what the other person's gonna do.
Wow, that kind of chemistry that quickly, huh?
Yeah, just out of nowhere, it's like, hey, maybe we should just stay a team. I'm down.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw you that night, the two of you wrestled as a team together, and then later on that night there was a casket match. You came out and supported Six, that was managed by Michael Galino, the creator. And so how did that come about? Hooking up with that part of the, I know you two together with the Hellhounds,
Yeah.
and then together with them, your
Monster
Squad. So how did that come about to put you guys with Mikey and Six?
That was actually the whole thing that started being when they were just talking about the Monster Squad. Anyways, when I offered my services, like they had already picked, you know, they were going to use Billy, they were going to use Six, you know, Mikey, and they're like, and we need someone else, you know. They kept throwing out lists, and like, so I was like, well,
Volunteered your services?
yeah, I'm here. I'm crazy. I'm scared. I'm doing it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then yeah, so they loved the idea, and they gave us a shot, and it worked out. So.
Now, one thing I really enjoy about watching you in a match is your interaction with the crowd. Me personally, like walking up. Little story about me. I grew up watching wrestling on TV. Always enjoyed the heels, factions especially, Horsemen, you know, NWO, that kind of thing, Dangerous Alliance. And so I always enjoyed watching the bad guys. And so I go to live shows, you know, WWE, whatever, WWF, NWA, cheer for the bad guys from my seat, whatever. But I started going to indie shows, and then I'm cheering for the bad guys, but they're just kind of looking at me like, I can't really do anything, you know.
Yeah.
And you cheering for the good guy or booing the good guys. The good guys like, I can't do that, whatever. So I realized I need to start, you know, booing the bad guys too, to actually have some interaction. So it was big awakening for me. So with you, I kind of booed you sitting down. I don't know if you remember this. You're walking around, I kind of booed you, and you said, "Stand up." I was like, okay. So I stood up and we're like nose to nose, and so I just love the interaction with the wrestlers and stuff. So that's really cool. Do you have any interaction stories, like anything like staring down, or any funny stories like exchanging words, or
Somebody throwing drinks
anything
on
physical? Yeah.
I did have an old man in a walker threaten to meet me outside, and this was like early on in my career, you know.
Nice.
And I was like, really, man? I just had to keep staring. I'm like. And then there's another. I usually stick my foot in my mouth. We did do a charity show one time where for a family whose house burned down, and me in my natural form, talking stuff to the fans. Some kid was running his mouth, and I was, you know, just told him to put some bass in his voice where he talks to me, you know, something like that. He goes, "My house burned down." And I was like,
Oh.
Yes, it did. Moving on.
This is all for you.
It's great.
Then enjoy the show, I guess.
So I follow you on social media, different outlets and stuff, and I see you have a mascot, Richard Cheese.
Oh, Richard Cheese.
Did you happen to bring him with you?
Is
I
he
was
here
just curious.
tonight?
I was
Is he in the fanny
actually-
pack?
No, but he will be soon. I was actually planning on it, but you know, I was running late and stuff, and I'd have to get his little travel cage ready.
Okay.
My daughter's gonna be
But,
disappointed.
He'll be making appearances soon, and who knows, maybe Mr. Cheese merchandise.
Oh,
I mean, that,
yeah.
you know, probably sell better than mine.
Have you had him very long?
No, actually, my girlfriend, she used to have rats, and she mentioned wanting to get a rat, and I was like, okay, have a rat.
Wow.
away. You know, I didn't think any of that. I didn't think I like rats.
Yeah.
She went, brought it home. You know, got off Craigslist, brought it home, and immediately, you know, rat jumped on me, started sitting. I was like, okay,
He likes me.
I like this thing. It like, you know, now it's my rat, not hers. Had to get her another one. There is another rat, Rattly Portman.
Oh, nice. You know, talk about that if you don't mind, Nate.
Sure.
Whenever I see you with the straight jacket and the rat, it makes me think of Shawshank Redemption, where you had Mr. Jingles and the psych ward. Although
Green Mile.
I'm sorry, Green Mile. Green Mile wasn't a psych ward, but there's still that prison mentality in a psych ward. I think it blends well. You know, I really it brought me back to Green Mile, and I really like that as an addition or supplement to your character. I think that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Glad you picked up on that. That's what I was going for, actually.
yeah, it's good.
Cool. Has there been much very good reaction to Richard Cheese? Have you had him at very many shows with you? Or?
I haven't had him at many shows with me, just, you know, because, you know, I just got him neutered.
Okay.
So I'm still, you know, trying to, like, fill him out. Like, he gets nervous sometimes, you know, but he will be making appearances. I haven't, I haven't really had him long, but he's, you know, and most people want to see him more than me.
Oh. We'll stop talking about him then.
Kind of like Ethan Case's kid.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to see Ethan Case's new child.
Little Case.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's my conversation I had scheduled for you. So we're going to start off two of our regular
features,
deals and
yeah.
our features, and Joe's going to talk about those.
So one of our features, if you guys have been paying attention, is our previous guest will provide a question for the next guest. And our last guest was Anthony Henry, and he wanted to know, what is your biggest goal for 2017? You and I were just talking about this year being your year. So I think he wanted something specific. Not like to do better, to get more bookings. I think
Right.
he wants
Something
something real specific.
I plan on showing everybody that didn't want to give me the chance, booking me, that they messed up, and I'm gonna make it without them.
I like
That's what
it.
I'm gonna do.
Good. So there's the motivation there, obviously,
Yeah.
the rejection and things like that. And I'm sure everyone, not pro wrestlers, but everyone in their life has experienced that. Michael Jordan was cut from his original basketball team in high school, and look what happened to
Yeah.
him. So I can certainly appreciate that as being a motivating factor for you. So I like it. The next feature that we have here is the 10 count. And these are essentially a list of 10 questions that we draw from a larger pool, and we can apply to just about anybody. So your first question on the 10 count is choose someone in a dream match that you would go up against, and it can be dead or alive, and it can be independent star versus WWE, or old school WCW, or even New Japan Pro, however you want.
Okay.
So dream match for you would be who?
Dead or alive, I'd have to say Roddy Piper.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, he was always a big inspiration for me. Enjoyed all of his work. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Piper's always been a big influence on my style, my career. He wanted to really make it in the WWE and wrestling in general.
I see that now you mentioned. I never thought about
Yeah,
that. But yeah,
me
I
too.
definitely see the influence now. That's cool.
Nate, is one of your questions his biggest influences? Let me
No.
go off script then.
It's not. Yeah, go
You
ahead.
mentioned Piper.
Freestyle.
Name someone else that is an influence on your career.
I'd have to say actually, Randy Orton too.
Okay.
When he first, came on the scene, with his whole like Next Generation gimmick, his debuting.
Okay.
But I even like thought, this kid's pretty. I was a kid too. I was like, this new guy. I followed his career growing up a little bit too. And I don't know, just like they say, it sounds pretty, markish of me or whatever. They always say in the commentary, you take a superstar and build it from the ground up. You got Randy Orton. I always thought that too when I was watching wrestling. I was like, he looks like what you want to see in the ring.
So, what you're telling me is that's like the prototype pro wrestler in your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. All right. So,
I'll
second
probably
que-
get heat for that because there's a bunch of indie people
Well,
hating
you know,
him. and
the whole
he's
dive
hating
thing,
them.
you know,
No
controversy.
dives.
we were just talking about that, but you can still respect what he's done in
I
his
don't
career.
dive. I'm sorry.
He's
I don't
confident.
know.
You know, you can still respect what he's done in his
Yeah.
career.
Future
And
Hall of
everybody's
Famer, no
got an
doubt.
opinion.
So.
Yeah, everybody's on opinion.
I
You
may
know,
think
like
I may
said,
think
I'm not
Orton's
picking
no
sides.
good. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, you know. So that's fine. I know Nate and I. One of the reasons we're doing this is to promote you guys and give you guys a little more exposure. Whether that gets you a booking or helps you sell a shirt, any of that's success for us. But one of the things we want to always try and do is stay positive. We don't want to talk bad about anybody else. That's why I'm saying anybody can have an opinion, and it's easy to be a critic. It takes no effort to be a critic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do what you do and get in the ring does take effort. So I'm certainly not going to criticize you. You follow me?
I feel you.
All right. So
Picking up what you're laying down.
thank you, man. Thank you. So number 2 question is choose a superpower. If you could choose one superpower for yourself, what would that be?
I'd say the heel quick, like Wolverine. This business hurts sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you know what's
so,
funny?
Yeah, I would like to heal.
Henry said the same. We asked him the same question. So
That's
that's
so different, you
Hey,
and I, Henry.
great minds think alike. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming for that belt.
So
One of them.
He's got a few to choose
he's got a
from,
couple.
so-
Yeah.
Help. Come on, hook me up. Title shot, man.
I'd pay to see that. I'd pay to see that.
Definitely.
Question 3 on the 10 count is the question I call the envy question. We were talking about your friend Tracer X earlier. All right. So,
Cousin.
Excuse me. Friend, cousin, colleague.
Together,
Uh,
but not together.
Together, not together. And,
Wait, that sounded wrong.
That was bad.
and I love Tracer X, and I know my kids do too. My daughter's a big dinosaur fiend, so his merchandise, she's all about it.
Right.
So this is what I call the envy question. If you could pick one thing of Tracer X's that you could have, and it could be entrance music, finish and move, physique, merchandise sales, it could be his car, what would that be?
Well, you said it, merchandise sales.
Merchandise sales.
He sells all of his stuff like hotcakes. It is ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, I even gave him the idea of the hats, the Tyrannosaurus hats, and they've been selling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
my
bought
stuff
two.
is just sitting there like, hey, you want
Well, you know,
buy my stuff?
Nate and I have
Help.
talked about it's a lot more difficult for a heel to sell merch.
Right.
It is.
So, you know, you got that working against you. Question 4 is a question I call lose one. So, if you had to choose between Roddy Piper and Randy Orton, there's a reason I asked that question. You had to lose one of those people, meaning they never existed. So no Roddy Piper means the teaming up and the Mr. T at WrestleMania and Piper's Pit is all gone.
Well, you just ruined wrestling.
Hey, actually, you're going to have to choose whether it gets ruined or not on this question.
I
Or if there's no Orton, there's no feud with Cena,
Legacy.
None of that happens. So choose to lose one of those right now.
I guess I have to lose Randy Orton. You can't
Orton's
lose.
gone.
I mean, obviously we already lost Piper, but you know, completely out of
Right,
the books.
never
nothing's
existed
happened.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, all
gonna
that
keep
history
Piper.
gone. Yeah, we'd have to keep Piper.
Yeah.
got you.
Good call.
Hands down.
I would agree with you, but that's just me. Again, opinions, right?
Yeah.
Question 5. You're a big guy. You're athletic. Have you ever played any other sports?
Yeah. I mean, I've never been like on a actual team. Like in school, I play a little bit of everything. I've always been good at picking up games. You know, been good at just about everything. Had rugby teams try to draft me at bars, and it's just. But I've never played professionally for anything. You know, I did tear a ligament in my knee playing soccer of all things.
Did you?
Yeah.
ACL?
No. The goalie was just jealous I was better than him, and I've never played soccer on a team, and he did. So he came out of the goalie box and kicked my knees sideways.
Ouch.
And, yeah.
No good.
I have 2 kneecaps now. That's cool.
And that's the first half of the 10 count. Pass it back over to Nate.
All right, so we talk about your character a little bit, the psycho gimmick with the straight jacket. It's a real cool gimmick. It's working for you. And you mentioned one from the past that didn't work out so well. Or can you describe any other previous gimmicks you might have had? You know, some names and
There's so
character
many,
development behind that.
That's another thing that goes into my character now is, you know, I have so many alter egos. I do. I've been coming up with gimmicks since I fell in love with wrestling. I got, you know, of course, just Joshua Cutshall, the real Joshua Cutshall, Ross Vegas, Cutshall. That's my Ric Flair type wrestler. Cyclone Cutshall. That's if Rosie wasn't the superhero in training, that would have been me, Cyclone Cutshall, Hurricanes department. Ghost, I was Ghost. I did the face paint deal. I've had some gimmicks, man.
Wow.
I'm just trying everything on that works, and then I guess combining them all into one guy that lost his mind. That's what it all took. So
I like it. That's neat. I like hearing, different, like you said, throw a thing against the wall, see what sticks, kind of thing. So that's neat. If you could sit down, I might know the answer to this, but if you could sit down and talk to any wrestler for 2 hours, pick their brain, sitting in a room like we are, just you and them one-on-one for 2 hours, who would it be?
That is a tough question there. I'm just going to switch up. I mean, obviously I would Piper again, but I'm going to try to switch it up, be a little different. Somebody that I do like picking their brain, and we never really got along a lot beforehand, but nowadays I like picking Rob Killjoy's brain. Yeah, he's he's really crafty. He's able to make psychology work when it looks like it's just freaking chaos. But you're still drawn. You're like right there. It makes sense when he explains it to you. And I like to pick his brain and find out how to help get my 2017 just really kicking off.
So number 8 out of the 10 count. I know you live 4 hours from here roughly.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of wrestlers have to travel all over the East Coast and whatnot. So what's the longest distance you've ever traveled to work a show?
It's pretty limited for me. I don't know, I'd say about 5-6 hours. I mean, like I said, I've been low key for a lot of my career, and now I'm trying to play catch up and get out there with everybody else and get hitting the roads.
Okay.
Be one of the workhorsemen.
Yeah, that's a good group of guys.
Yeah.
So speaking of driving, question number 9: what was your first car?
A burgundy Oldsmobile Achieva.
What year?
99. Old lady's car. Yeah, I got it in high school. And what took that one away, I got in a wreck leaving the mall, and a lady just ran the red light, just took off my whole front, and I'm just sitting there just.
Wow.
All right.
She do you a favor looking back on it?
Yeah, because then I got an 86 Fiero. That was my second car. So.
Okay.
You're kind of big for a Fiero, though, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was skinny then, so I only weighed like $150. I was tall, but it had leg room,
Did it?
so I was able to squeeze in.
My brother had a Fiero way back in the day, but he's shorter than me. So.
Yeah, it had the leg room because the engine's in the back.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's, yeah.
Well, I know it's getting close to time. Doors open 5 minutes ago, so I'm gonna throw your last question at you. What is your favorite meal?
Everything. I'm eating all the time. I like burrito bowls. I like
Chipotle kind of a thing?
There's a place where I live called Neo that I think blows Chipotle out of the water.
Okay.
They use all local ingredients, organic.
Write this down for when we go up that
Yeah.
way.
Neo burrito. Delicious.
Work a sponsorship.
Pay me. Yeah, Neo Burrito. They have the best burrito bowls and great body lifting, weight training meal. It has all the good stuff. You get, as long as you don't load it down with sour cream and stuff. But,
Right.
Yeah.
Your vegetables, your light carbon, rice, your protein. That's all you got. That's all you need.
All right, Joe, gonna wrap us up?
Yeah, let's tell these guys where they can find you, to contact you for bookings and merchandise, social media type stuff. Go ahead with that.
You can catch me on Facebook at Joshua Real Cutshall, Twitter at My Reality, or Crazy Reality 22. That's what it is. See, I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I? Crazy Reality 22 on Twitter, Instagram. I'm on there. Same name as Facebook, believe it or not. Hit me up for bookings. Facebook. Slide me a message.
So, any of you bookers out there, get a hold of this guy. He's got size, he's got charisma, and he's a little bit crazy, so he's perfect for messing with the crowd and bringing them to their feet. Thank you guys for watching our show, and you can follow us at Suplexes and Microphones on Facebook and Suplexes Mics
Suplexes mics
on Instagram. What's the Twitter?
and Twitter.
Yeah, same on Twitter, and please like, follow, and if you guys want to provide a question that we can ask these wrestlers, we can add it to the 10 count, and maybe down the road we'll use one of your questions. Thank you guys again, and we hope to hear from you soon.